Hello, friends. Welcome to this live session, and this is related to business. We are going to discuss something very, very profound, which is affecting all of us. I am live across all social media, and your messages will get displayed on the screen. Just in case, if you have any question, any observation, any contribution, you are most welcome to participate. Today's discussion is about how our life is getting changed by the new technology which is coming all around us and affecting us. As we know that when we actually look at our world, we have to look through the lens of the internet, because everything is now on the internet, whether it is government services or your simple things like YouTube or your social media. Everything happens on the internet. Connectivity has become very, very important. While so many billions of people are now joining the bandwagon and having different kinds of accounts all across social media, whether you're on Twitter or on local platforms like Koo or LinkedIn or on Facebook, anywhere, it has to be coming through the internet, and then you eventually start using various services. If you're searching for job, if you are actually displaying some content, if you are making a content, if you are doing some analysis, everything has to go through one or more than these social media platforms which are posted over the internet. Since so many people are now using such services, and even your e-commerce is riding on the internet, your e-governance is riding on the internet, your study education is riding on the internet, and as we progress from 2024 onwards, lot of healthcare services are also being inducted into the internet. So therefore there has been a major influx of AI. Well, we will discuss about AI a little later, but in order to control the fair usage, in order to control if any trolling or bullying happening on the internet, or any misinformation being spread on the internet, all these different platforms are using some sort of checks and balances, which are also known as algorithm. Algorithm is a set of a program which actually define the global rules and also sometimes the local rules, and we call it algorithm because algorithm is based on a very complex formula, and it will trickle down to stopping you from performing a particular action on the internet. And each of these different platforms, whether it is Microsoft, Google, Meta, LinkedIn, Amazon, all of these guys have put the algorithm, and they have been controlling the way you access their platform. And based on the algorithm is now actually determining what you will do and what you cannot do. So essentially there is no human which is now sitting on the other side who is actually evaluating your actions on the internet, how you are actually engaging with your friends, family, your employers, your patient, your clients. It is all being controlled, sort of a watchdog of the algorithm, because algorithm is very, very powerful formula which has been implemented by very smart data scientists, because they know that how you will use the system, whether you are on LinkedIn or whichever platform. The algorithms are now supreme. They are very powerful. They have the power to not only take down your post, take down you as a profile, or also ban you as a profile. So basically what is happening is there is no human intervention. When a human like me is accessing a system, the fate of my activity or my existence on the internet is decided by a software program. So today we are going to discuss exactly this point, that how algorithm is basically standing in front of the humanity for the very first time. What is happening today? Because in humanity, you were always, history has taught us that you have some differences with another human. You always get into some debate or war, or a sort of a battle or some skirmishes with another human. In case you have any debate with somebody, you will actually engage with another human. At the same time, if you have a relationship, you will also have with a human. If you have friendship, you will also have with other human. If you have indifference, that will be against a human. This is for the very first time that a non-human entity is now controlling how you can how you will actually start using various services, how you will basically live. Because today, if we are now conducting ourselves, you are judged on the internet, how your tweets are, what kind of issues that you're handling, what is your input. For example, if you're a LinkedIn user, LinkedIn basically sends you a message now and then that you contribute your knowledge into this particular trending post that will elevate your status. So basically, whether you are worthy enough to be elevated will be determined by an algorithm. So there are so many different examples all across there, where there is a software who is determining what you can do or what you cannot do. So having made that point, the line between the thin line or a red line between humans and machines is gradually blurring, because these algorithms, or the machines as we call it, or the software, is now getting a sort of an artificial brain, which we call AI. We will have a proper discussion around AI, but let me fix the context here. So there was an algorithm which was initially a very simple algorithm, which was working like a simple formula. Now as the thing progress, things become more complex, and obviously you're dealing with a human entity. Human is obviously very emotional, very intelligent, and many times you are impulsive, various human traits. In order to deal with all kinds of human traits, the algorithm, there was a need felt by the developers that the algorithm must have a brain, and therefore they actually brought in the AI. And especially when there are so many humans using the various services on the internet, there are many AI based algorithms which are now riding and determining what you can do in your space, in your internet space. And as these algorithms developing intelligence, artificial intelligence, the line between humans and the machines is gradually blurring. That means the difference in thinking, the thought process between humans and the machines is becoming narrower and narrower as we progress. And 2023 was a year when this has progressed the most, because there was a chat GPT which was launched, which is a generative AI engine. And today there are so many other services driven out of the chat GPT, which is an open source. But then using the open source, many companies have evolved very advanced AIs, which are again paid. Certain AIs can actually generate images the way you're thinking. Say, for example, if I'm thinking something, I can actually give command and generate images. That has given rise to things like false images, very near perfect image created by AI. It can bypass the IPR regulations which humans have created, that suppose I have taken a picture, nobody else should be able to use it because it is governed under the intellectual property right. However, the same picture, if it is drawn by a software which is basically using the AI, then it is a new image altogether. It's a new construction. Therefore, it is not governed by the IPR rules. So you see what is happening today. The humans actually created law to control their own behavior. However, there is another entity called AI algorithm, or artificial intelligence based algorithm, which are doing things, and there is no law to look at them. And therefore, the human created laws are not affected, are not governing how the AI is supposed to function. Yet AI is having enough intelligence to govern your actions, your fate, what you can do, and what will you do, how will you do. All of those things are being determined today by AI. The line between a watchdog, a human watchdog, and an artificial intelligence watchdog is a very thin red line, which is also blurring. So very soon there will be the AI will also have almost near perfect thought process, just like a human. Then this line will completely disappear. And hence we are discussing about humanity versus algorithm. Don't you think this is true? Don't you think this is affecting you? I'm sure it is affecting you. It is affecting everyone. uh, you know when the presidents of countries are getting barred from using platforms like Twitter, obviously there must be a AI, because if it was a human, if human had taken a decision to ban United States president for life from Twitter, then that person would have been taken to task by the law of the land. However, that decision was taken by some sort of software, so law of the land of the United States of America was helpless taking any action against that decision that Twitter took based on certain AI. All right, so let's move forward. This is a live example which happened not so long ago. So algorithms are now making decisions. Algorithms, humans have given them the job. They are going to decide what you can do, what you cannot do. And even if you have some sort of logical answer, most of the time your logic based discussion points reaches the algorithm. You will never reach some sort of you think that you're doing some reasoning with a human being, but it will never reach the right audience. Whatever you're doing today, if you are penalized, suppose you are now blocked for 3 days based on certain messages that you sent, and that message was not in line with the overall algorithm ruling, then obviously you will be penalized. Say for example, the first penalty is like you're banned for a day, or like for example 3 days, but you feel that this is wrong and you want to make an appeal. When you want to make an appeal, you give a logical, rational explanation that why you should not be penalized, because you're not doing anything wrong. However, algo has decided that you are the wrong person, and algo has decided that you must be penalized. And therefore, your plea or your appeal is also reaching an algorithm, not a human. So the judge, jury, executioner in this case is a algorithm, is a AI based algorithm. So algorithm is now taking decisions. Now, if at this moment in 2024, if the second time you want to appeal, then it will reach a human. Today, as of now, the first level appeal reaches the algorithm. Algorithm decides, judge, jury, execution is done, and then say algorithm says, okay, my decision is as of now stays as it is. If you want to basically not happy with this, you can appeal again. Now the second appeal goes to your human, but in almost 99% cases, the humans don't want to go against what AI has already decided, because from the decision making point of view, there are so many humans today on earth using the AI, and the thought process is that, look, I have decided already, I have already created these global rules, and there is a very efficient AI monitoring these rules. Then why should I again go back against my own rules? So even if your appeal once rejected by the AI, there are very few instances where the human on a second appeal comes and revert that decision, because from his point of view it is wrong. So in nutshell, I would say 99.99% cases, you are currently, if you are on the internet, you are being monitored by an algorithm, not by humans, not by anything else. You are now, your fate is being decided and governed by the algorithm. This is a reality today, friends. And this reality actually create certain biases, because the person affected, like for example you and I, if we are affected, obviously we think in our mind that there is nothing wrong we have done. We have not carried out anything false. We have always played by the book, and whatever I've done, or whatever post I've created, or whatever tweet I have uploaded, that is my freedom of speech, for example. But the algorithm thinks otherwise. Algorithm says that, look, you are violating certain rules, which are the global rules. So in that case, you are penalized. However, the code is actually biased against you. I mean, that's the feeling you will get. If you are on the receiving end, you will get that. And there are thousands of people feeling the same thing. Then there is some sort of bias, which is also being demonstrated by the AI of today. Even though the AI of today is not so smart, it's not emotional. I mean, the AI does not have the emotional engine built in. It does not have it has very high amount of logic, does not have high amount of impulsiveness, high amount of emotions, just like humans have. So humans can be impulsive, humans can be emotional, and humans can also be logical. So AI of today is not very close to human, but they are already generating a bias against your action. So there is a coded bias which is now coming up, and very dangerous trend today is that they can decide who will stay, who will not stay, and your content, your tweet, your profile is at the mercy of the algorithm which is riding on the other side. So this is a reality, friends, and I don't think any one of us are away from this reality. We are all part of this reality. Now, this is as of now, but in future, going forward from here, there is always a price to be paid for the high amount of automation. This algorithm and all of these things are coming because obviously if the humans have to look at all of these things, then they will require a lot of these inspector type people watching each and every person. So that means if there are 8 billion people, that means at least 3 to 4 billion people would be required to monitor 8 billion people. It is absolutely unthinkable scale. It is not going to happen. That is why there is AI who's actually monitoring. So there is a logical explanation why we are putting AI. However, it is just the start. We are just using AI to monitor the social media, monitor all kinds of softwares, etc. But then very quickly, all of these things are coming up in the automation. Machines are getting automated. There is a lot of automation in manufacturing, lot of automation in healthcare services, lot of automation in taxation, even in the government, like taxation and some sort of disaster recovery. Because if it has to be done efficiently without any leakages, you need AI. So it's like a catch-22 situation where the automation is required in order to handle things very transparently and fairly. However, this automation can create certain paradoxes. The paradoxes are that these machines will actually start handling work much more efficiently, will start doing things without getting tired, without asking for wages, and therefore the business people of today will start thinking, look, why I need human labor? Why I need to hire workers? Because they would need place to sit, they would need holidays, they would need a salary increase, they would need comfort, AC, etc. They would need internet. All of these things, as a business owner, they will have to arrange and provide. However, if you are actually automating some of these things which are humans are traditionally were doing, then obviously none of these things will act as a cost point for the business. So it is but logical in today's environment in 2023 and moving forward in this decade, more and more business will actually migrate to these AI based automation system, whether it is on the internet or in a factory environment or in any of the service delivery that you actually interact with other humans. So therefore this is already becoming reality, and it can create a paradox where more and more people will become obsolete. There is a speed at which you can learn new skills. What skills you will learn, the AI will also start grasping those skills faster than you. So say for example, there is a new skill which you are developing, because that skill at the moment is not having with AI, but then by the time you finish and become expert, you would realize that AI has already become expert. many months before you. So this is going to be a very difficult situation for the human race, where the AI will start competing with you in all walks of life, whether it is exploration, transportation, manufacturing. And this is going to impact big time on our our ability to basically do things, ability to do effective knowledge gain, or effectively to contribute to our society. Therefore, this is going to create an automation paradox. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is that, and I'm not alone in this program. I mean, in this program I'm alone, but then you might have heard it from many very senior, very experienced gurus, that the AI is now getting too fast into our lives. It started off like an experiment, but then within less than a year, it actually became a real thing. The chat GPT became such a real thing. Now you have study GPT being advertised big time everywhere. There is study GPT, and there are new pictures being created, very beautiful pictures being created. So you can create anything without even using your brush. You can create a program. There was a need for a programmer to write code. Now you can say, hey, chat GPT, create this program for me. Chat GPT will basically write beautiful code, even better than an experienced programmer. This code will be the best code. So why company needs to invest in hiring programmers based on their ability to write beautiful codes? So things like that. So basically, this AI is seeping into our life very extremely rapidly, and therefore we are now handing over control of our earth, our society, to AI. AI will start determining whether we will basically do things in certain way. We cannot do things in certain way. Even law enforcement, suppose tomorrow we have the law enforcement also being handed over to AI, then our livelihood, existence will also go to some sort of algorithm. That algorithm will decide what will be our punishment, whether we are guilty, non-guilty, or basically decide our fate. So this is something which is happening today. I thought I will talk about it today. And just in case, if you have any questions, comments, if you agree, please send in your comments to us, and I will include your best comment in the next edition of the business section of Akulmach Live. For today, thanks for joining me live, and I will catch you again very soon in the next one. Bye for now.